Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Okay. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It's not the final rule. So let's have an empty cup. Because you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. So let's have an empty cup. All right. All right. All right. Leaving behind what you was told. Because that ish is old. It's a brand new day. Every day is a brand new day. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated. Oh, okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm getting boss energy. Someone wants to tell you what to do, collective. There's someone who wants to give their 2 cents, give an opinion. Maybe someone feels that they can teach you. Maybe you do tarot. Maybe you do some form of divination. Okay. Hopefully it's not tarot. You know, people read tarot differently. Okay. If this is not tarot, this could be something, your life, maybe who you date, where you live, how you speak, how you dress, what you do with your children, what kind of school they go to, what kind of food. Someone wants to control. Someone feels that they can teach you some things. And this is someone who is they're not invited. You have not requested their help or their 2 cents, but they want to give you their 2 cents. They want to be your teacher. This could be a parental figure, or this could be someone who wants to act or give off the energy as if they are your parent, or even if they were, you may not want your parents' advice. Okay, we have free will. Maybe you're not in agreement with whatever this person feels like how you should be living or what you should be doing. This is someone very opinionated. Someone very opinionated, but also someone who believes in living a life of a certain expression. This is someone who seeks validation. They do care about what people think. They care, how they look according to what people might say. Okay. So this is someone who seeks validation for others, and you could be someone, you don't seek validation. You could care less. You're not living your life to please people, but this person is. And so when they look at you, collective, they look at you, look at her face like, the collective is just so free. They're such a free spirit. Why is it that they're so free? So they look at you like you're a science project, but in reality, you're just not seeking validation. This person is. And so they pass a lot of judgment on you. They could be gossiping, having a lot of slander about you. Maybe you do read tarot. Maybe someone is looking at your videos or watching you distribute a tarot reading saying, I want to teach this person how to do a read. Which would be quite difficult because reading tarot cards is done differently for many reasons, spiritually speaking. Okay. And they're telling me to leave it right there. Don't even reveal nothing else. But those who know, who do divination work, that is something that can't be taught. People read differently for a reason. Okay. All right. But yeah, this person can want to control, like I said, where you live, where you work, who you marry, who you're dating, the choices you make for your children. Every time there's something going on with you, they could just want to just add their 2 cents in. With the 6 of Wands, you're already successful and happy. You're very content, as I said, with the life that you live. But this is someone who feels this could be a parental figure, possibly, or someone else who's just nosy and have nothing else to do. They see you as someone very brave and ambitious, and you are happy and successful. You're doing what makes you please. And so their definition of happiness and success differs from yours. You may have told this person to mind their business, but they continue to want to have conversations regarding the choices that you make. Okay. You could be someone very unique. You could be someone considered the black sheep of the family for some of you, not all of you. But like I said, when they see you, they see strength. This is why the facial expression is here. Look at the collective, just so brave and gifted. I don't see how they do it. I don't see how they live over there. I don't see why they're in that relationship. It's not for them to see. So if this person is saying this to you literally, you could just tell them, look, it's not for you to see. You're not supposed to understand my strength. You're not supposed to understand my purpose or any kind of skill or trade that I indulge in. That's between me and the divine. And it looks like everything is fine from here. You're very happy. This could also be someone that you often try to dodge when it comes to communication. Okay, maybe this is an aunt or an uncle as well, because you know that they're very negative and critical. It's not that you're being mean to them. You just don't want to hear the complaining, the nagging. You're like, let me live my life already with the Five of Swords, okay? But this person is in conflict with themselves and they're looking at you again. I got to show you. This is their energy every time they see you, whether it's on social media, in person, even in conversation when you're not around. Both faces look shocked. Both facial expressions are shocked and confused at what they see because you are continuously being successful and celebrated. I'm picking up you have your own group of friends, that you deal with, your own social group, your own connections. And these people whom you hang around, they celebrate you, they respect you, and you respect them in return. So the very thing that this person is criticizing and ridiculing you for, there are other people who have no problem with it. They're not choosing to judge you. They support you being yourself authentically and doing it with confidence. They're not trying to slander anything that you are creating or you are taking part of. Yeah, so you could be someone that's like a black sheep in the family, and you may visit your family every now and then. Okay, but you have your own life. You have your own thing going on. And I'm picking up, you're doing very well for yourself. Very independent, very financially secure. You're not asking anyone for anything. And that could also stir up their demons because they're looking like, I've been following the program and trends all my life, and that's what helped me live. And wow, my niece, my nephew, or my daughter, or the collective, they're not following. They're not a follower. They're a leader, and they're still surviving. And it's making them feel some kind of way. And so it has them wanting to constantly side eye you, give you the fish eye, and take action towards gossiping or just being in your business. Okay. Or I'm picking up always wanting to offer advice that you didn't ask for. You've tried to be nice many times to this person. See, there they go again, studying you. They studying you, collective. They can't help it. They studying you. They cannot help it. It's like a fixation. It's like an obsession. They are studying you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That is silly. To be so involved in another adult's life to where you have a fixation and you're just like it's like an obsession, constantly watching and lurking what they're doing and giving advice and you've been told that it's not wanted. That's diabolical. That's a lot. And they're still like, everybody else takes my advice. Why isn't the collective? Because they just don't want your 2 cents, darling. They don't want your 2 cents, and that is okay. You are showing signs of progress and success in your life on your own. And this is not anything you're doing to compete or to prove a point. There are people who do things to compete or prove a point or do some kind of get back or clap back. No, you're living your natural life and you're being celebrated. You're making choices that make you happy. And I'm picking up that's why you have your own group of friends who are of like-minded energy that you deal with, that you interact with and socialize with. You already working on things that are growing, that are fruitful for you and not fruitless. And those are a whole lot of plants there. Okay. So there's a whole lot of greenery here, a lot of good positive energy here. Okay. Yeah. So each time this hater because this person with the 2 cents is a hater. That energy is being alchemized, is being transmuted, and more things are growing for you with the sun catcher here. Okay, so yeah, you are protected. So any kind of rumor or gossip this person tries to, put onto your character, it won't prosper. It won't work because it's obvious. Like I said, your progress and who you are is obvious. Likely they will be forced, and someone could question them like, what do you mean? Because what you're telling me about the collective, I don't see the collective as someone making the bad choices. I don't see the collective as someone who's doing something wrong or dark or evil. What do you mean? They could be being questioned. I'm picking up someone trying to gossip about you to someone, and that same person is like, I don't believe that because I don't see that. And a matter of fact, why you always talking about the collective anyway? They ain't talking about you. And when the last time you seen them? They don't even mess with you, do they? Yeah. But they're watching. They're watching because they can't believe it. They can't believe it. They can't believe, that you continue to have growth and development and love and harmony, and you have people in your life who respect you, and honor you. You don't even have to deal with their caliber of a person. You don't even have to come their way. And it feels like this person wants you to ask them for something or have a need for them, and they don't like your independence. Yeah, there are people who get mad, especially a narcissist or a control freak. They'll get mad if they can't have you in a needy position where you need them. Okay, you could be someone who's in a marriage. Maybe you've recently got married or you're planning to get married. Okay, all right. They could be judging or critiquing that as well. I don't know how they're going to marry that person, and they don't even make enough money, and then they don't have this, and they don't have that. The more that they talk, the more options arrive. The more they talk, the more options arrive, and the more these plants are going to grow. And the sun catcher here is going to alchemize all of their negative projections. So this is just a spiritual notification. This is nothing to be stressed or overwhelmed about. Haters are a natural aspect of being happy, of having progress in life, just simply being content. There are people who will envy that you have peace or content, and it makes them feel some kind of way because it reflects to them that they're not happy, and it makes them feel some kind of way. Sounds foolish, but it happens. People will envy. There are people who envy folks who have peace. So that's where you have when a person will try to interrupt a peaceful person or a peaceful situation, but it never works. It often slaps a person in the face. Whenever you send unwarranted energy to anyone, energetically, in thought, mentally, because that's magic too. Just thinking negative thoughts, that's projection as well. It always comes back. What you put out always come back. That's the fun fact that I love about the law. So it really doesn't matter. Whatever they're projecting is constantly coming back to them, and it's constantly coming back. I got to show you because it's keeping them in the same expression, watching you, collective, watching you. I got to hold them all up. It's keeping them in the same expression. Your life is growing, you're manifesting, but it's keeping them. Look at that. They're all watching, 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 watching. Look, watching. It's keeping them in this energy of watching, and they're all unhappy. They're miserable. This could be a person or a group of people. Okay, I said all. They're unhappy. They're miserable. They're not happy. So that's the energy being returned to them. It's keeping them stagnant. So that's the fun fact. And that's why I always say be mindful of your words and thoughts. If you don't like a person because everyone isn't for you, all you have to do is not engage, do not conversate, but don't speak on them either. When other people speak on them, you don't have to join that conversation because people will try to trigger you or bait you. They know you don't get along with the person. They'll bring their name up to see will you, or vice versa, to see will you respond. And that's how the gossiping gets engaging. But their energy is being returned to them because you're focusing on yourself, and their energy is keeping them stagnant. And when it comes to their growth of happiness, they're not having any, male or female, because they're too hyper focused on you. So they are experiencing a misappropriation of their own energy. If they would focus on themselves, maybe they could find happiness and joy. And this person could be someone who is seasoned, older than you in age. This could also be someone who appears to have the material items, but they're still unhappy. Don't forget with materialism, especially those who have multiple responsibilities, it's an obligation and a responsibility. Having multiple vehicles, we know you have to pay insurance. Having multiple homes, you have to pay insurance and a whole bunch of other things. So don't let materialism fool you to make you think because you see a person with a lot of things that they're happy. Because the older you get, the smartest and wisest thing that anyone could do is downsize and lessen the responsibility. You can live a happy, peaceful life when you lessen your responsibility as you move forward. When you're creating more and more obligations and contracts, especially financial, that you have to be dedicated to, and it's keeping you on this hamster wheel, and you're getting older and time is moving on. There are people who are unable to retire because they're constantly initiating new contracts. This is for someone who needs to hear. Don't get mad. It's part of the message. It's a divine. Receive it. Constantly initiating new contracts, but you want to retire. You're tired of this and you're tired of that. Well, you have to, give yourself boundaries and be honest with yourself. Do I really need to purchase this or that? Do I need that extra car? I'm only one person. Do I need that extra property? Is it bringing me a return in income? Is it or isn't it? Instead of trying to hold on and harbor everything here on planet Earth, you have to be realistic with yourself. And I'm picking up that's what this energy is. This is someone who may have like property, houses and jewels and all kinds of things and travel the world, but they can have a lot of credit card debt. They can have a lot of loans they owe, a lot of financial responsibility, a lot of obligation, and they are really unhappy. It looks pretty on the outside, but on the inside, it's disheveled. It's a mess. It is something that they are not pleased with. So rather than stop focusing on other people and, like, let me go sit down and go see me an accountant, or let me go, let me just get a pen and a paper and let me downsize. Let me get rid of some of these things that I don't need. I know, they're misappropriating their own energy when this energy can be used the right way to give themselves a peace of mind. So I'm picking up that's what this is. So don't be fooled when you see people with a lot of things. That's a responsibility, an obligation, and a contract. And it keeps them constantly having to make sure that they can pay for it, that it's insured. So yeah. So, and yeah, yeah. And that's why also I speak on all the time. Don't never envy anyone. There's no reason to envy anyone because you never know what a person is going through to maintain what they got. You never know what a person is going through just to maintain what they have. That's a topic people don't like to address because folks be going through some things just to maintain it. And this could be that person that shows up to the family gathering or to the barbecue and always got a new ride or new this and new that. And you don't know what they're going through just to maintain it. There's nothing wrong with living a wonderful life. There's nothing wrong with shiny things. But at what point are you willing to say, you know what, I've had a great life and now it's time to cut down, and downsize, Yeah, this person could, and they're so focused in your life, collective. Here's the funny part. It ain't funny, but it is. That there is a way that they possibly could get out of their stressful obligations that they have in their personal life if they just stop focusing on you. There's always more than one way to meet your goal. That's what law is. That's what law is. That's what lawyers do. There's always more than one way to meet your goal. Legally, legitly. And so this person may be under the mind frame and they're unhappy because they feel like they're in something that they're stuck. And they're acting like they want to give advice and they don't want to give advice. They want you to be on the same hamster wheel that they're on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.